CCHRB gave grants for studies that they thought would be helpful to the building industry. And they've given many over the years. And my firm was fortunate enough to get 2 of those grants. And the latest report was Task Force Report number 13. And it's the history of Chicago high-rise building foundations, 1948 to 1998. I'm proudest of this report. I suspect it's out of print, but nevertheless, it's a pretty good report. Ellie Cohn was a well-known structural engineer, and I became a friend of his, and he was very helpful to me on projects. And he was also pretty well known, I think it's been mentioned, that he could play his comb kind of like a musical instrument. And he was famous for doing that at, the dinners that would be held, and somebody would call out, "Ellie, play your comb." And he'd pull out his comb and play it like an instrument. Harold Sandberg was an amazing guy. He had, I think, both hips replaced, or he was an amazing guy just being able to get to the office. And he continued to work long beyond the time that most of us retire. And he eventually did retire, but he and his wife Allison, we used to exchange Christmas cards, and he must be, he's 100 years old now, so I think I last heard he was having a little bit of dementia, as we might all expect at 100 years old. But he was, like I said, he was an amazing guy. I got tied in with Fazlur Khan, and we wrote an award-winning paper together. Well, once that was out, and it was like early 1970s, then I had a reputation, because Fazlur Khan had an amazing worldwide reputation. And that made me more famous, being tied into Fazlur Khan, the most famous structural engineer of his time.
Nothing wrong with writing on someone's coattails. It's all good.
Land is getting more valuable, and so I think there's going to be an increasing pressure in the future on building taller. And that means putting more stress on the structure and on the foundations. And that'll be of interest to all of us in the industry. I'm retired, but I still like to go meet the old guys, the old timers, but also to talk to others and listen to others. And there's a subject at each dinner meeting, and learn a little bit and so forth. So I think it still has the same value that it's always had in that way. The opportunity for engineers and architects and contractors and developers to all get together and have dinner, social, nothing political about it. It was a very worthwhile activity, which still goes on.